Now let us write a function or modify the function that is used to register the user into the system. So let's go to the account controller. Let's navigate to register. Here we'll be passing the register view model, and but before that I want to facilitate logging of the important events into the server. So let's do that, and I will use Serilog for that. I'm going to tools, NuGet package manager, manage NuGet package for solution, Serilog. I'm installing it. I'll be using singleton pattern to create a to-do logger. A singleton is one of the best known patterns, and singleton allows creation of only one instance of that class. We only want to have one to-do logger for the application, so it will log the important events into the log. Let's write a class that creates a singleton for the Serilog. I'll write a to-do logger. I'll place that inside the providers, add class. I'll call it. Here we are going to define or write a class for logging the important server events. We are going to use a singleton pattern, and in a singleton pattern we create only one instance of a class, and that is very justified in our case because we do not want multiple instances of to-do logger or the logger class that is going to log the important server events. Let me complete this class. The first important thing about the singleton pattern is that the class should be sealed. It means there cannot be any derived classes, because if we allowed the creation of the derived classes from to-do logger, there is a possibility that this class will be modified at those derived classes, and the instances of the derived classes might be created. Hence we mark this class as a sealed class. The other important thing about this singleton pattern is that its constructor is private. What it essentially does is it does not allow any other classes to create the instance of the to-do logger. Since the constructor is private, no object can be instantiated out of this class. Let me create a property, and here I am going to create a property with a backup. So I am going to use prop full snippet. So I also need to use the iLogger, but you should be careful that we use the iLogger defined in the Serilog namespace, not in the Microsoft Owin namespace. This is going to be a read-only field, so we do not want. We'll only use the getter, and we'll use lazy instantiation of this object. That is, we'll instantiate the object only when some other function or some other classes needs it. We now need to configure and write a method that will actually log the important events. Now we are configuring the Serilog to write the important events into the rolling files. We want the minimum label to be of type information. That means we want to log everything starting from information. So we'll write information, warning, errors, all those things. The other thing is we have to make this thread safe, so that when there are two instances of the application and they might end up creating two instances of the to-do logger. For that, let us ensure that we make this. So let's go to account controller. Here's our register function. So first let's log the request. Logger dot to do logger instance dot logger dot information. Username is set to the email. That is the creation of the user. As soon as we create the user, we'll also create a default project for the user. So let's create the default project for the user. Let's put a try and catch block by user equals to, we have to do a dependency injection here as well. We need the repository constructor injection in the constructor. So I will do. So here we will create a default project once the user is successfully registered. So let's go to the register. Goes to repo dot get to do user model dot email dot first or default bar project equals to new project. We will have title. This will be the default project for the user. So as soon as a user registers into the system, a default project will be created for the user, and its title will be the main. Repo.save project, and then repo.save all. Project. Now we are ready to do some testing. So let's go to the project's properties, and then let's go to, we do not want the page to open, wait for request from external application. Let's run the application. We'll use a tool called Postman in Chrome to communicate with the web API. So let's download it. Postman for Chrome. Chrome Store. Get the app, add to Chrome. Let's go to Postman. So I have fired up Postman. Currently we do not have any data in our database. Let's first register ourselves into the database or into the application. Let me grab the URL for the application. So it is localhost 62292 API/account API/account/register. So we'll have first name as ABC, family name XYZ, email to abc@xyz.com, password abc12345, and then we have confirm password, that is abc12345. Let me put a breakpoint the account controller. So let's go to register. Let us see if it gets hit. I had misspelled the account, so let me send it once again. An error occurred when parameterless public constructor. It seems that the dependency injection is not working. So let's have a look into that. Since we are using web API, we need to install another NuGet package. Let's install this as well. We need to do one more thing here. Here we need to write one line of code. So let's do that. That is done. Let's click send. Okay, there we have all our fields. Let's hit continue. It is saying passwords must have at least one non-letter or digit character. It says password must have at least one non-letter or digit character. Let's get rid of that requirement. So it will be in the identity config. Require non-letter or digit equals to false. So let's try it again. So it seems we have been able to create the register the user. So let us check it in the database server explorer, and then we'll so let us create a new connection. This is the database that is created by this application. Let's see if the registration of the user has been successful. So right click it, so table data, and bingo. Let us use this very information in order to log into the database. So let's do that. Let's go to Postman again. So now let us try to log in with the information that we have. Let us try to authorize ourselves into the system. Form or URL encoded. So here we shall provide the grant type equals to password, username equals to abc@xyz.com, and password equals to we should get a token if the login process is successful, and that token can be used for communicating with the API later. So there you are. This is the access token. It expires in this timestamp. The token type is bearer. It was issued in 3rd of July 2016 this time, and it will expire on 17th of July 2016. We have been successful to get a bearer token, which we shall use to communicate with the API.